Hello everybody, I'm Brandon. Now, who here would consider themselves a photographer by raising your hands? Who would consider yourself a photographer? Okay, see, I consider everybody a photographer because of what you have in your pocket, that cell phone, and I'm sure everybody in here has over 1,000 photos taken. But how did we get to this digital technology, and what was the evolution of photography? So we go all the way back to the 1800s, back in France, where we started with the camera obscura. The camera obscura was a big wood box, about this big, with a tiny little hole in it that just let the light come in, and that was your lens. So this little box here is an Altoids mint can, and it is a representative of the camera obscura. It is blacked out on the inside, and if you look at the little sliver piece of paper, those photos were taken with this mint can. And how that works is the little ones, they have silver and a gelatin layer on it, which is the light sensitive material. You load it up into the camera, you take your homemade shutter off, you expose the tiny little hole in the front for however long. I think the photos that I took of the CG bridge, I exposed for a minute, so I just set it up and let it take photos for a minute. And then you cover it back up, you take the little piece of paper, it has to be done in a dark room, or else it's just gonna be completely black because of the light, and then you go develop it. But where did we go after this? Well, in the late 1800s, we had the film camera. So, the film camera really jumped up photography's popularity because it made it accessible for everybody, and everybody wanted to go take photos. So the plastic sheet of photos, that is one roll of film, which is this before it's taken. And the type of film is called Kodak. And the first ever digital camera was also known as like the Kodak. And each roll of film has a different ISO capacity. This is 400 Tmax, which means the silver particles on the film are relatively big to absorb light. Now, if you have 1,000 ISO film, the silver particles are really small and are really sensitive to light. So taking photos in this light right here with a very high ISO would be very hard because it's super sensitive to light. So what you do, you open up your camera, you load your film in, close it. You go take, this holds about 30 to 36 photos, so that's what those sheets are. And then the big prints there are the photos that you enlarge with those small ones. And I thought it was really interesting. So in my photography 112 class, whatever it was, I thought this was the most interesting part, is how you can kind of edit your photos, even though they're just on papers, with different filters in the enlarger machine. So it's kind of hard to see from far away, but you can see that one's a pretty light photo. And then if you wanted to add a lot of contrast, you could make it a lot darker. Can we all see that? Yeah. Okay, perfect. But after film, we jump into digital. Digital has taken over. Digital is what everybody shoots on now, and it's a lot easier. So like I said, the roll of film is about 30 to 36 photos. The SD cards, and that's about 40 bucks for one roll of film. The SD cards are about 30 to 40 bucks, and you get 18,000 photos. And it's a lot more fun going out there, being able to shoot as much as you want. But the different lenses are what make photography in the digital age a lot more fun. This one, this telephoto lens here, very dusty, I haven't got out to shoot. But this is what you want to shoot wildlife with. This is what you want to shoot like astrophotography and portrait photography, because this can zoom in all the way to that brick wall over there. And if I was taking photos of a bear, that's how far away I'd want to be to take photos of a bear. Now, if I wanted to take photos of you, I would use this one, get up close and take some portraits. But what's the importance of photography? Well, it's important because you get to capture all the memories. You get to hold on to all the family gatherings, and you get to relive the moments that you captured with your camera. And an interesting stat goes back to kind of like the police force over here. A lot of extra crime scenes are solved due to photo evidence instead of word of mouth. If you have a photo of the crime happening and proof of it, that solves the case way faster. So, yeah, thank you.